Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lily Mutams TV. We've had a long court session since morning, speaking about the matters at hand with regards to Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, his remains in South Africa, and the Zambian government, which is UPND. Yeah, UPND and their lawyer plus the representatives. And, you know, briefly, we were speaking a little bit in between the stream. And one of the things that, you know, has come to light is the fact that many Zambians are standing by the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu because of, I believe, even the Chabinga audio has added more spices to us understanding the whole process and why President Hakainde Hichilema is desperately seeking for the body to be brought to Zambia. We have seen from the pictures I've shared on my social media platform, Lily Mutams TV, people in South Africa, an old group of people, you know, elderly people, pensioners, I think they're called Heritage, I'm not sure what they're called, protesting outside the court, representing the Zambian government. And according to reliable sources, Robert Chabinga promised to give them $5,000. Now, you must understand one thing about the court process. The court works with the evidence you present to them. Okay, so it doesn't matter how, if you're the best English speaker, you speak very good English, and then you present your evidence, and maybe you didn't speak as confidently as, you know, as you wanted to. The court looks at the documents. And this reminds me of what's going on. Please tell me where you're watching me from. This reminds me of what's going on in Zambia for the past weeks, months, for the past few years. We have seen the government of President Hakainde Hichilema arresting people. They go to court and all we hear is this one has a judgment, that one has a judgment, this one has a judgment. And more than 500 plus people are, you know, facing a lot of things with this UPND government. We've never watched any of it. But you've seen how transparent the court process was for the South African government, where, you know, cameras were there, protesters were there outside. We've never had such an opportunity in Zambia. And it's a reminder to you guys who've never traveled before, who are stuck in Zambia, who think the injustices of UPND is what you call Moape. You can insult me, I don't give a shit. Okay? This is my page. I have every right to speak. I told you that you will face your wrath. You haven't seen anything yet. Okay, so particularly with the UPND government, which is very corrupt, President Hakainde Hichilema has managed to corrupt the judges, put people from his side, from his region, who speak the same language as he does. And he has corrupted even as much as, even going as far as, you know, ECZ, any department, he's got people there. Presently, we have a lady named Mwansa, who was the acting as a deputy of the SCC, which is the Anti-Corruption Commission, that pointed out about 5 ministers that were, you know, practicing corruption. And HH decided, using his relative, to fire that woman. Okay, so that's your government, a very corrupt government. For some of us who have been privileged to live in the Western world for 21 years, we know what it means when you are in a first world country like South Africa. So even when Chabinga was speaking in his audio, that, you know, Judge Kulia, the judges have that on their table. And the judges as well have all the evidence. Now, the South African court session started with the lawyer for President HH. I don't call him the lawyer for the government because it's President HH who wants the body so much. He's not representing Zambian people. With all his actions, that does not represent Zambian people. Zambian people are very empathetic. President Hakainde Hichilema is not empathetic. He has no passion. He has no, you know, he's not remorseful. Okay? So he just wants to prove a point that he can win this case. All right. So the judge asked questions to their lawyer. Okay. And their lawyer presented to say, President Hakainde Hichilema's lawyer presented all the information that was, passed on to say everything that, ECL was being mistreated, according to UPND lawyer, that was not a human right infringement. Now that got me. Because if you deny somebody from traveling to Korea for a trip, you call that it's not a human right infringement. Him going to church is not a human right infringement. Him trying to travel to South Africa is not a human right infringement. Now, this identifies the problem that we have in Zambia, which is UPND do whatever they want to do, and they think it's okay. They are not infringing your human rights. Now, when Irene Khan, who is special rapporteur from the United Nations, came to Zambia, she did a report about what is going on, okay? The freedom of speech, the injustices, people being imprisoned for no cases. We have, is it Mike, whatever, I don't even know what he's called, UPND spokesperson, or whatever you call him, media. He said she was drunk, all right? Because it's on the soil of Zambia. They can do any rubbish they want to do. I call it rubbish because the UPND government is full of rubbish, okay? Whatever they are doing is rubbish, all right? He said she was drunk. Now, you're now on the South African soil where the whole world is watching. On YouTube, the live streaming of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu's proceedings were about 5,000 views live. On Facebook, I had over, 5,000 people watching as well. On the other pages, people had even as much as 20,000 watching. And if you look at those court proceedings, everybody's given a chance. Present your case, defend your case, and then the judge had to pass on a message. Now, all this while, all you do is clap for, yay! This one has been arrested because it's proceeds of crime, they have houses. You are clapping for UPND. Kampiongo's wife is arrested, you clap. Mama Esther Lungu is arrested, you clap. Okay? Chavinga has a very serious audio. He hasn't been arrested. Instead, UPND police spokesperson, Ray Hamonga, another relative of HH, said Emmanuel Mwamba and others should go to the police station to present themselves the case against Chavinga. Right? And yet, this is a national security breach where an audio of a confidential, discussion is leaked. Doreen Mwamba is out there enjoying himself. President Hakainde Hichilema has never fired anyone except for Gary Nkombo. And yes, he fired Gary Nkombo because Gary Nkombo gave a contract to his son-in-law, and that contract was never delivered. And that's why HH thought, I can't risk keeping you here. And he fired him. But even his replacement is the brother of Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema's mother and this man's mother are sisters, or were sisters. So he's replacing people with his people he can control. And as long as HH can't control you, he can't work with you. He's a one-man show. Nobody can advise President Hakainde Hichilema. Now, we told you from the beginning, sir, to travel to South Africa and plead with the family. You refused to be a human person. You refused to relate with the family. But rather, you've tried to use different means and ways to win the body of ECL. Now, the family's concerns have been aired, shared in the court documents. And the only thing that President Hakainde Hichilema's lawyer states is that the wishes of ECL is that he should be buried in Zambia. He's a former head of state. He should be buried in Zambia. There's no other argument. What else can you argue? And the young man that I shared on my page was sent to the courts to represent UPND. And by the virtue of the questions he was asked by the judges, he switched his statement and he said, the wishes of the family. Because bearing in mind, he's in South Africa, probably on a visa. And if he tries to lie to the court, he breaches his visa is revoked. And he will lose his business. Why? Because he's supporting President Hakainde Hichilema and UPND. Okay? So you need to understand that the family have the upper hand in this Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu case of the remains. UPND, however, have tried to bring up fake rumors to say, ECL never died. That's why we want to have access to the body. Now, it has been identified that Mama Esther Lungu's wishes as the widow, she wants to bury her husband in South Africa. Now, the judge asked one question. Are we going to use the Zambian law or the South African law? And both lawyers responded, South African law. And the South African law is more inclined to the family, the spouse. And as long as Mama Esther Lungu was married to Dr. Edgar Lungu, she has the final say over the burial of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. A question was asked, why did they wait, until a day before burial, when people have made travel arrangements? Look, let me tell you something. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is a bully. Yes, he is. He waited for people to prepare themselves. He waited for people to travel. He waited for all the arrangements to be made and then decided to put in an injunction a day before. And then the day of the burial, when everything has been paid for, they were in court. And there was a halt on the burial. And now he's very smart. These are people who play dirty. That's how mafias are. They don't show to you that they are dirty. They will smile with you. He will play with young children. Give Dora Mononyambe's children a bath. Look like a kind-hearted person. But deep within him, he's very wicked. He has refused to forgive everybody that offended him. One by one, it's either they are dead or they are in prison. They are dead, they are in prison. I knew they would never last. Because the type of person and the traits, he keeps on doing the same thing. Edith Nawakwi, no more. They were enemies, they were clashing. He couldn't even allow her to go to hospital. He couldn't even allow her to take her medication for her cancer. And this is what was raised. He was denied, ACL was denied to travel to South Africa for medical. And the lawyer says, his lawyer, HH, your lawyer, said it was not an infringement of human rights. Now that is strange. Yeah, Kanomote Sana, thank you. Why are you on my page? Get out of my page, idiots. Kanomote, it's you. Because the South African court has shown you how justice works. That audio of Chabinga says a lot of things. Judge Kudia. That's what Hakainde Hichilema and his government are doing in Zambia. If you don't agree with them, you are in exile. I know lawyers from society, registrar of society, who are in exile, who are refugees in the United States, in the United Kingdom, because they refused to deregister Patriotic Front. He came into power, and all he wanted is to get rid of his enemies. Look at Gideon Boko of Botswana. He faced worse than you, President Hakainde Hichilema. But he came in and he brought in unity in Botswana. Told the people of Botswana, I will not revenge to what my enemies did. When this guy came to Zambia, he told you the most important thing. The youths. Don't neglect the youths. I am here asking, if any of the youths that support HH and his government, show me your bank balance of 1 million kwacha standing, I will stop talking about UPND. Show me You have 1 million kwacha that you don't touch. None of you, 99% of you don't even have 2 kwacha. You are suffering. And all these things that we're seeing happening in South Africa, whose money is HH using? Taxpayers' money. He doesn't give a shit about you. All he wants is to use his power, abuse authority, to abuse those people that he feels offended him. He doesn't forgive. According to people who even work with him, this is what they are saying. He doesn't forgive. Let's count the people that used to talk about him. Okay, what happened to Chile? Big Chile. Big Chile was stopping Hakainde Hichilema from going to a radio station and he was jumping over the roof. What happened? His wife shot him. Are you sure? Are you sure it was his wife? Where is his wife? You count anyone you can think of. They have touched them. That's the UPND government. Instead of you coming in power and working, seeing how best you can help the Zambian people, you are now in power to abuse power, even telling people up to 2090. Now you think South Africa is your mate. You cannot even corrupt South African government. They'll use the constitution and the law. That's why even the lawyers that stood for the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the family of, and the HH family, UPND family, because as far as I'm aware, they are not representing Zambia. Zambian people are empathetic and compassionate. And they've been sympathetic to this family. Whereas President Hakainde Hichilema never even made a statement or a press briefing about the funeral. He came to give an announcement 7 days later, standing on a white background and talking to Zambians like they are friends. A president. He has broken so many protocols. And sometimes, as human beings, it's good to tell somebody the truth. That way they'll realize Hakainde Hichilema can't be a president anymore. He doesn't understand his job. He is in this government as a president to eat money with his Muzungu friends and to shoot at Zambian people, young people want to eat. He doesn't care about your welfare. Take over all the mines and show Lungu family that I have power and authority. Look, if this body of ECL were to reach in Zambia, the plans that HH had were evil. That's why the family decided to withdraw. And you think who told them? His system is porous. He's taken Chavinga to work with him. And he expects that other people will not tell people that this is what they are planning. They will. Because some people have seen that all these things that are happening have always been Mingalato of UPND. If you ask Hakainde Hichilema, who was gassing people? They have no answer. Who was burning the markets? They have no answer. All they did was to do whatever they can to come into power and start intimidating citizens. Now, how dare you, Zambians, give you a job? And when they give you a job, you start intimidating them. These are citizens, okay? When citizens give you a job, you are supposed to respect the Constitution. Right now, Bill 7 was thrown out by the Concord. Nelly Muti feels she's above the law and wants to put this Bill 7 in court. You know why? HH knows he's not winning the election next year. So he wants to try by any means necessary to win elections. And the only thing that can save him is Bill 7. Okay? If Bill 7 goes through, this is what HH will do. He will allow you people to vote for your independent candidates. They'll win. And then when they win, through Bill 7, he will fire all of them and put his relatives there. What are you going to say? There's a bill there. Every person has a case to answer. What kind of a leader are you? that everybody has a case to answer. Somebody is telling me, I have nothing to do. Yes, I have something to do. I studied human rights for this reason. To speak for people who cannot speak for themselves. Okay? When a man is wicked, even against a widow, I can't side with you. And that's why I resigned from a demonic UPND party. Demonic people. Evil. And if UPND think by going to a shrine, they'll win next year's election, Molabeja. No shrine will help you. No evil deity will help you. Never. God is watching. He tested you with little power. See how you've grown big-headed. UPND, how they've grown big-headed. Intimidating people. Intimidating people. Somebody, this is the first time I come on a social media platform. I speak. And everything that UPND commenters, they'll call you mad, they'll call you prostitute, they'll call you, that's what they know. Okay? That is them. I used to do the same with PF. I never received such a comment. Anybody who disrespects women should never be in government. Any man who decides to take a widow to hospital and, treat her badly, jail, is not a good person. So you think I will side with HH for what he has done to Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu's family? That's not right. That's evil. And the world is watching. And one day, Mr. HH, you will be answerable to the International Criminal Court for these cases. 100 young people have been murdered in Mufumbwe. You justify why they were murdered. I have people who are in Mufumbwe. When a person discovers gold there, the police were told put tear gas there for people to die. So many people died. I thank God for Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, because he forced and pushed so hard to ensure that he was in South Africa. Without ECL dying in South Africa, Ngabali, Salafenedia, Shidon wouldn't even have known, would have just known the negative side of ECL. But God had a plan. Are you going to ask me what plan B is? Plan B is exposing the wicked regime of Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. President, sir, in the world we once had Idi Amin. He was fierce. People feared him. Where is he today? At one time, we had Osama bin Laden. Where is he today? So when you are in that power, use it nicely. Don't abuse it. You could have used these 5 years to unite Zambian people. But what you have done is, dismantle Zambians. For Zambians to recognize that they belong to this tribe and this region. Suddenly we pay attention to the last names of people who comment and tell us bad things. Why? Because that's what you brought in. You are not a good leader. Mufudefu mawafi wakachema bangombe in your farm, not looking after people. We look at other presidents. Even Nelson Mandela. He was mistreated. In the very South Africa where you have taken people to court. He was mistreated. 27 years. What did you go through? As soon as you came into power, Mumbi Piri, you made sure she's in jail. What type of a wicked heart do you have? Every person, you have them on your list. Let me tell you this. Even Pharaoh tried to eliminate everybody in the world, but God was higher. You are not supreme than God. And that's why God will raise people to stand by and speak for the people of Zambia. The people of Zambia cannot speak because you've put cyber laws. Thank God for Michael Gonzalez, who exposed you, who exposed this evil, wicked UPND regime. You must be crazy to vote for UPND. Don't give UPND another chance. You will die. Joseph prison. That Davis Chama, where did he hold it? How can two people hold a pistol? Every day you have an issue. Every day. Even if you call him forever, you can call him forever. Nobody lives forever. Every day there's an issue. Every opposition has a case. But you know how God works? He will raise a David of Zambia, and you'll be shocked. You'll be like, this one can't win me. And God will favor that person. And you will lose terribly. Mark my word. UPND, screenshot this, will lose terribly. Not even rigging will help them. It will be difficult to rig. The whole country is complaining. I receive phone calls from people from even Monze, Choma, Kalomo, complaining. Everybody is unhappy with what is happening. During this funeral of ECL was a chance and a moment for you, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, to show that you are a different person. But you've decided to show us that you are even worse than Museveni. You are worse than many leaders in Africa. And that's why you have no friends. Who is your friend in Africa? Who is your friend in Africa? Tell us which African president is your friend. Even just a speech from Boko, from Botswana, you could tell. He came to tell you off. Don't forget the youths. This is a generation of the young people. On this page, don't underestimate this page. My followers are from 18 to 45. That age group. Those are the people who are suffering now. The youths. And what you have done to Esther Lungu is wicked. You have a wife. And people want to compare with how you went through. Which means that is what you are feeding your people. And I can't be part of such crap. I can't be part of such injustice. Where people behave like this. You say you're learned, you're exposed, you have money. You don't act like you have money. People who have money have a certain class in which they behave. You saw ECL jogging. Stop him. He's campaigning. He's going to win. Come on now. Are you in opposition or you're in leadership? So, the court case has happened today in South Africa. And the judge said, tomorrow, within the week or by Friday, the ruling will be given. And according to the Constitution of South Africa, it will go in favor of the family. Their own lawyer was trying to say it was a wish of ECL. I said, no, there is no will anywhere. There's nothing written there. But according to the Constitution of South Africa, we follow the wishes of the widow. And in this case, Mama Esther Lungu wants to bury her husband in South Africa. And I agree. Because if that body is brought to Zambia, UPND want to go and play tricks and games. Do you know what they were planning to do? To go to the airport, make noise, dance, sing, take over and chase PF there. How do you want to bury your enemy? Why were you even the first person to go and open the grave for ECL? Are you friends? Within this period, other countries like Botswana have buried their Minister of Lands just yesterday. True to his promise, they went to the village according to the wishes of the family. Yesterday, pictures we shared. Muhammad Buhari was buried by Tinubu. You went to sign the book of condolences at the Nigerian embassy. Did you see any hee-ha? Both of them countries, peaceful. You have failed to do that. And you must be very careful when you do things against the widow. She's crying, she's in tears. And God will hear her prayer. During the time of gassing, Mama Esther cried. Who is gassing people? Stop it. She cried. UPND ran with the video, started laughing. I shared the video, I was UPND. I said, Mama Esther has a passion for the people. That's why I love that woman. Right now, we have a president's wife, right now. She's silent. Some of us know why she's silent. One day you will know the truth. Me, I know why she's silent. If the man can treat the Zambian people like this, what about the wife? You think he will treat her rightly? There's so many things some of us know. We just watch you people as you do Kwenyu. Kwenyu. You think somebody, when they post happy whatever anniversary, you think it means that they love them? You don't know that people cheat? Read in between the lines. So don't you think that, oh, you start pointing the wrongs of this one. You start bringing Faith Musonda. Faith did this. This one did that. Hey, Swani, bring also. No matter what you want to say about this man. Of course, Bubala, by your last name, we know. You can see. The people who comment are people from his tribe and region. Who brought tribalism? This is not how we lived as Zambian people. I used to speak against the Patriotic Front, defending HH. Nobody ever dare touch me. Today, I'm even told I cannot come to Zambia. On TikTok, a whole permanent secretary joined our TikTok live. HH's relative from his region. And told one of the guys with a British accent, when you come to Zambia, we'll make sure you're deported. What is that nonsense? So, Fidamuangala, Fidamubuta, childish government, piki na piki doli. South Africa will teach you that it is good to live within the laws of the land. I thought you were going to be a president, that we were even going to give the Nobel Peace Prize. You don't even deserve any Nobel Peace Prize. Mandela received it. You can never receive it. You understand? This is how you are living in Zambia. See the way South Africa. People were there protesting. Those for Edgar Lungu with regalia, they were protesting. Those who were for those grannies, pensioners that were hired by Chabinga and his Mingalato with Doreen Mwamba, President Hakainde Chilemba's best friends, that they plan evil for people together. That Mingalato that was happening there. Did you see any police person, anyone arresting them? But in Zambia, you are going to behave as if you are the only country in Africa. Some of us are well traveled. We've been to many countries, even within Africa. I've been to Uganda. You can't compare Uganda to Zambia. What is that is happening in Zambia? What do you call that? One man becomes president. We can't even poo-poo. We can't even drink water. We can't even talk. If you comment, do you have a lawyer? Do you have a... Since when? When you, President Hakainde Hichilema, before you became a president, you were standing and speaking and we stood by you. And then you bring in these cyber laws to justify your whatever things that you are doing behind the scenes. So that nobody brings out secrets in the open. That's the reason why he brought in cyber. Me, I know why he brought in cyber. I'll tell you when he's out of power. Because those secrets will be out. Right now, they can cover up their secrets. But when he's out of power, his secrets will be out. You will now know that HH does not love you, Zambian people. He did that to protect his integrity and his image, not you. One day, you will know why HH brought in cyber. It's nothing to do with you guys. He doesn't even care about you. That is why he can authorize that, not even authorize, he can order that 100 youths plus are murdered in Mufumbo. And look at that. Has he brought anybody to ask questions why it happened? No. He was rather saying they had weapons, they had this, they had that. All the allegations, the lies. Of course, Hams Moba, we know by your last name, your region. Only 13% of you will vote. No doubt Zambian will vote for HH. No doubt Zambian. I'm telling you this. Screen record this. No Zambian, apart from Southern Province, will vote for HH. Mark this. What is that? A person who has brought in so much division like this. You can even see Hanzala. What they're the ones commenting. What is that? In offices, people can't even speak. What is that? Me, I know somebody from Southern Province who left Zambia and is in America. And this person told me, Auntie Lillian, the moment I saw that this person won, I left. I said, why? I know my people. They are wicked. And I know that person is wicked. Proper UPND member told me this. He left. He doesn't want to be part of this. He said, I would rather come back when UPND is no longer in power. So this is going to be UPND 5% versus the Zambian people 95%. Nobody will vote for HH. Lusaka, forget it. Nobody in Lusaka will vote for HH. They are here, they are not speaking. But in my inbox, full of messages. Nobody can vote for HH. You must be crazy to vote for HH. Understand? What am I trying to say? We have seen what has happened to Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Nangutapa Soswa. What type of enmity is this? That you fight this man even in his death. You fought him. He shouldn't be eligible to stand. Someone like John Sangwa, who is independent, also spoke. But Lungu, you are not eligible to stand. He lost the eligibility case. Okay? He didn't win. He lost. Now, if ECL was wicked, he would have made sure Hakainde Hichilema had a criminal record for him never to ever be a president. He never did. Why? Because he was a lawyer. He respected democracy. All right? But what is HH doing? He's eliminating all his opponents with criminal records. What do you call that? He's a dictator. And you think the Western world, they don't know? They know. Because every diplomat has to submit a report based on what is happening in Zambia. They have to report how many arrests have happened. Why they've been arrested. It's not normal that you alone, you are arresting 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 50 people. It's your time. It's your season. Enjoy it. But one day your season will finish. We once had so many great leaders. You took this man to court. You want to have access to his body. You have sent, I don't know who you've sent to South Africa, using taxpayers' money with your Kabesha, who is the AG, who is a proper UPND cadre, lost 4, 5, or 6 elections. So, who is in charge? It's Hakainde Hichilema. So this is Hakainde Hichilema versus the Edgar Chagwa Lungu family, not Zambia. You're not representing Zambia. Because, yes, Zambians, we want ECL to be buried in Zambia. But this is not how you handle things. You have failed. You have failed to handle the whole matter. Even when people came in, like Bishop Banda, Wakavindele, even the court read the agreement, talked about the agreement. You breached the agreement, and your own lawyer has stated that you breached the agreement. You couldn't even stick to an agreement. You were told, stay away. You want to preside over the funeral of your enemy. Why? For what? By now he would have been buried. 2 months since he died. And UPND believe he never died. So continue. And by Friday we will hear the judgment. And when we hear the judgment, you will know that in Zambia ko mwangala nama lawyers, nama court, with a judiciary system, not in South Africa. UPND has already lost this case. This is not a case against Zambia. It's against UPND. You have lost the case. And ECL will be buried in South Africa. If I were ECL's wife, Mama, my mother, just to cremate by ECL. Yeah, so that nobody should have access to his body or bones. Because even Moses, people were looking for even just bones. Up to now, nobody knows where Moses was buried. But one day, he will lay in Zambia. According to the family, there's no will where ECL said he wants to be buried in South Africa. Or Zambia. Especially Zambia. But they were trying to justify that he should be buried in Zambia because it's his wish. There's no wish. All those honors of police, soldier, this and that. Like Chabinga said in his audio, listen to Chabinga's audio. all these efforts is to make Wakateka look good. Meaning he doesn't give a shit about you. Okay? He doesn't give a hoot. He just wants to look good. It will be written in records that at one time, get out of here. Okay? At one time, that this person tried to bring the body. As soon as you usher them in power, you will bring in our laws. HH wants to be in power for 15 years. When this 2026, you guys that are blinded, you put him in power. HH wants to be in power for 10 years. He wants to change the bill. Him alone, 13 bills. He even wanted to add a bill for land. Why? You know why? He wants to target the land, the properties of all his enemies, so he should collect. How evil can you be? That you want to collect land from people. You are rich, but you are acting very selfish. It's like you want to be the only rich person. Rich people don't act like that. Be classy. Do some things in a classic way. Ignore them. Focus on your goal. How many things have you commissioned? Focus on the things you are commissioning. But every day, it's Edgar Lungu. And now, they were trying to put that guy in court to say he's representing the Zambian people and that the body should be buried in Zambia. After the judge asked him questions, the guy changed his statement. No, I'm standing by the fact. Because he's in South Africa, he knows the law, they don't joke. He now flipped the coin. He flipped the script. Even their own lawyer, he was saying some things that were even against them. But many of the praise singers will be praising because you think Boma ni Boma. Right now, Mulebuta. If Jito can be the advisor to president, what do you expect? A baby. That boy is not an advisor. He's just there enjoying doing content creation. Chipo Monawasa, what job does she do there? Those kids, what are they doing there? They just sit there, make tea. What job is Chipo Monawasa doing? Show me where she's working. She came to UK and Scotland. She was just moving around looking lost. This is a one-man show. It's a one-man show. He's working on his own. So, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, by tomorrow we'll hear judgment or Friday. Then when we hear the judgment on Friday, that is when now HH will be more angry. He will start arresting all the opposition. Everyone, he wants to arrest them. That is his plan. You will see. This plan will start coming through. We know that politics is dirty. But this type of politics of HH is evil. It's more than dirty. We can't even call it dirty. It's evil. Bullish. You can't be stopping your friends like this. Stopping everybody. Arresting everybody. Finding someone with a case to answer. And, you know, today, when I was watching the court session, it was aired throughout. My people, if we see how our court sessions are run, I'm sure by now we would have said, even if you just fly like, captain fish, Ainamland, government HH. He has messed up with the judiciary system. He has made Zambia to be a lawless country, full of lawlessness. His ministers are full of corruption. Silva Masewa is a thief. She's stealing. To the point whereby even now she wants to get 15 plots of land of people in Palawan. She's a thief, a crook. Certified her because she was a thief. And he cannot tell them to stop working because they know his secrets. Just like Chawinga. They know the Mingaloto they were planning together. I mean, 12 missed calls from Makateka. And idiots were defending that it's not possible. He himself, he said it. He has planted people in groups. He knows what is happening. How powerful do you want to be? That you want to intimidate people that they cannot even speak freely on WhatsApp groups. They cannot even express themselves on social media because you are watching them. You have planted people in pubs everywhere. There's shoo-shoo-shoo. For what? Are you that insecure? If you are that insecure, then don't be president. Because a president should never be paranoid like you are, sir. You are very paranoid. What is this? When you are in opposition, you are paranoid. No, they want to come and get me. They want to come and get... Nobody was even interested in you. While Lungu was busy. Kwenyu now. That's what you're doing. Lungu was busy. Commissioning projects. Doing things. Right now, even if you want to be president next year, you will continue commissioning projects of Lungu. His projects are 10 years ahead. You have no plan, no vision. All you wanted to do is to come, be rich, make deals with people, be exporting our copper, our gold, with other Mazungus. You call them investor, and yet you are shareholder. And then our people are suffering. If we check all those companies, why are they having offshore accounts? Why are they having accounts being registered in the Cayman Islands? How rich do you want to be? And an average Zambian, you don't even have 1 million kwacha, and you come here and insult me. You are a fool. A very big fool. Because the person you are praising is getting richer and richer and richer and richer and richer. To the point that they behave simple. And what? You think Jito, where he is there, he's not... Jito he has made money since he became the presidential aide. Him and his father. Jito and his father has an illegal mine. And HH is aware. Illegal mine with no papers. Jito. Those are the people you are praising. Continue praising them as they make money on your head. Why do you think the boy is smiling every time? They have made money. Edgar Chagwalungu's death made me speak about these things. I was going to be living my life like that. But God said, no. Start speaking. I started. For you to know that God is in this matter. On Friday, I received good news in this country. Which I told God, if you do this for me, I will know that you are in my matter. God brought blessings. I danced that day. My video is on Facebook. I've put it on TikTok and YouTube. Why? Because le satale kele shaba na bakwe. Mama este o mule chusha. Le satale mule kele sha. You think pastors are quiet? They are not. They are praying. Apostle Sunday Sinyangu, thank you, sir. Continue firing prayers. Any demon that is on the altar of Zambia must fall in the name of Jesus. We cannot be having demonic people in government. Tafiakwa, we deny that. We denounce. We reject in the mighty name of Jesus. We anoint our country with goodness and mercy from above. Not Ubulashi and Freemasonry. We reject that. If you want to do Freemasonry, ukokwinoko. If you want to allow people to practice to be gay, ukokwinoko. You are bringing all these things in our country. And you want to bring no, it's not part of us. It's even PF did this. Everything they try to justify. South African court is going to expose UPND government that your corruption. Kukwinoko kumchitechiwereshi kuzambia. Kukwinoko ekomwewa abantu ati cyber. Uka in South Africa, everybody stood outside there. Did you see any police? Did you see anyone being arrested for defending Lungu? In Zambia, people cannot even defend Lungu on Facebook. They'll be arrested. Tufiakwa, haka ina ichilema, you must leave. You are not a good leader. You are not a good leader. You must leave. And Zambians will vote you out. You have spoiled our democracy. You have brought in injustice. Tutu Ngulube is dead. Dandy Crazy is dead. Why are these people dying? All of a sudden, there's so many accidents. How? Who killed Dandy Crazy? Why hasn't that guy been arrested? The truck driver. We are not blind. We know what's going on. Life is spiritual. And my people, continue praising this God. Continue calling on this God. And you will see. Let me tell you this. A sign that UPND will fall. Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu being buried in South Africa and winning the judgment. That is it. UPND has fallen. And one of the prophecies that I received the other day from one of the prophets, God showed them that UPND government, when they come in power, everything that you are seeing, they will bring a lot of evil. You give them another chance, it will be worse. That's why I was angry at Makatu, angry at Pompey, a born again. You're hanging around with Venegito. Continue. Makatu, you're drinking tea with Trevor Mwinde that was even announced by JJ Banda, exposed that he was an abductor. JJ Banda was sodomized by these same UPND people. I tell you, that state house is now a shrine of evil. It's a shrine of evil. Planning evil against A, B, C, D. Then when they turn on the camera, they show you an inch of a good conversation. Ah, continue clapping. Whilst they get richer, richest. Because of UPND government. Some have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minds. Whilst you are hungry, continue doing Kwenyu. As people are doing Impadi, and you are doing Kwenyu. What am I trying to say? When you look at the case that is happening in South Africa, and you look at the way we run Zambia, you can see the difference. South Africa is well organized. You can see. They even had the Muzungu judge. You think a Muzungu judge, you can corrupt a Muzungu judge. Forget it. And even the South African judges, they have a lot to lose. Integrity, as well as, their positions as judges. They are not because of a few $1,000s. These are people who are already rich. Millionaires. Who rule over the country. And they should follow a Zambian who is very corrupt to rule things in their favor. It will never happen. So, look at this case wisely. And once the ECL family wins the case, after that, they're going to announce the candidate for presidential. After that, we start the campaign. UPND must go 2026. You can't have a gang, mafias, running a government, a country like this. Can't. Nobody's bitter. It is you that is bitter. Who is bitter? A man is taking a woman to court over body. It's you and your UPND people that are bitter, very bitter. And you should know one thing. God listens to a voice of a woman, a cry of a woman, because our hearts are genuine than you men. That's why you men, you can cheat on your wives. You can go with men and women, and you don't even care about how the other one feels and the other one feels. But a woman, when she's loyal and faithful, should be loyal to you. That's the same way she's loyal even to God. So once she prays to God. God, listen to my cry. God will answer. So as you are joking, you know what? This mockery is also needed. So as you are mocking, it's needed because it's part of our testimony. It will help us to say, those of you who are saying Kwenyu, UPND 2090, where are you? Those of you that were saying bomb in South Africa, they've authorized that ECO should be buried. Where are you? So these are testimonies lining up. So it's important. You are needed. Your noise is needed. Regardless of what you and me think, God has a final say in every matter. And nobody should ever feel superior over any human being. God will wipe you out. You know what God does? He will give you an opportunity to repent. So, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, you have a chance to repent. Continue if you want. And God will do his way. You can't stop God to do his will. We've had you as the soul of Zambia. We don't need you. Your time has expired. We are now going to go for our David of Zambia. The one that will liberate our economy. The one that will liberate the youth. The one that will make sure our resources, we, the Zambian people, we are benefiting from them. You can't be benefiting alone with your friends. You and your friends, you are eating alone. And Zambians are suffering. A Zambian discovers gold in Mpika. You go and kill them. You chase them. A Zambian discovers some copper, Kusenseli mine. You go and chase them. Mfumbwe, you chase them. Why? Choppers are passing. Next, Chinese are digging. No. Your time has come to forget your seat. Whether you like it or not, God cannot raise the whole Zambia to preach and you think you will survive it. You can't. Nobody will look at the red color. In fact, the red color will disappear on that platform, on that voters thing. Nobody will even see it. Not even, and will protect our vote. Even if you do Mingalato, you want to win, you will understand that God is bigger. Wow, 400 comments. What's that? She doesn't love Zambia. She always fights. I love Zambia. That is why I fought for Hakainde Hichilema to win. When you were seated in your bedroom, eating jiggies, I was busy fighting for HH. And HH has disappointed me. He has failed. He used us to revenge. So I love Zambia. That's why I came and I fought Patriotic Front in Zambia. And I was never arrested. I was never touched. I was never insulted by any Patriotic Front, even up to today. But only UPND, my fellow party members, former ex-party members, were insulting me. Are those the people you want to associate with? Those are mafia. They are doing things. If you have tutu, if you have coffee, if you have sadi, if you have tutu, if you have fontini, that's UPND for you. Look at the people that even went to go and collect to protest. Can you compare to the ones that were protesting for Lungu? See the smartness, the level. They went to go and pick a junk. A level, that's UPND. That's why they even have Bali Bet. Somebody does not even provide any resources for you, Copper Belt, because he used to lose. So he wants to tell you that he now runs the Copper Belt, he's taking the mines. So that's why he's calling it Bali Belt. And you will vote for Bali Belt. From Copper Belt to Bali Belt. He wants to be worshipped. Dear God, any man that decides to want to be a God, do your own. Because nobody can replace you as our God. You know what your word says. On the 10 commandments, we should never worship idols. So do justice for the Zambian people. God, you have heard. Amen. And me, God answers my prayers. There's no prayer I prayed, God does not answer. And every person who's been arrested, what did they do? They are going to be released. And I'll be there to receive them. Even the inauguration 2026, I will be there by God's grace. And we'll boo HH. Boo! We'll boo him. You should enjoy what he did to his friend. You, all the former presidents that are dead, you are standing there. You can't run a country like that with no former president. How? You can't. You can't. The problem is that... oh, get out. So I think he's talking to another person. Gideon, don't mind people. Elo, he's a sweet talker. Yes, that he's sweet talking to the youth regarding them. Yeah, he's a sweet talker. You'll be talking, oh no, you know what? These people, the PF, da, 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 da. And then when he goes, he just says, Nabachita win over fit. Yeah. Very wicked person. I'm not guiding. I should guide my man for what? For what? If somebody is wicked against Dr. Edgar Chagwa-Lungu, I will talk. That's evil and wickedness. Woolosh. Woolosh. I beg, leave me alone. No, I have not cooked actually. I don't cook for anybody. I sit down the whole day and just eat. Yeah. This is all they know. They have no checks and balances. Even right now, you ask them, what has President Hakainde Hichilema done? They will start talking about, no, he commissioned. The only thing HH has done is commissioned toilets and empowered his friends to be rich. The ones that gave him funding for him to be president. That's why he's even giving them the targets. I was even shocked. But Zambian people, I was shocked to hear that UPND got a loan at, is it 600 million from NAPSA? I was shocked. And you call that what? They're even borrowing from pensioners money. Isha NAPSA. At Shingeyo Showa senda ku NAPSA. Kwisa, did you ever hear PF do that? Because we repair a bridge kunan, Amato gates. Now they're saying that Shilempia Bakara Weshat to fix the roads. 600 million, asenda ku NAPSA. Dow government. They are doing Bali economics. Iabu kopo. Iabu tu, iabu fontin. Ati Shingeyo wasenda. Shingeyo wasenda. Barry, how much are you paid? Nobody paid me. It's you who is Dow. Nobody can pay me. I used to speak like this for HH. I didn't Pirako. Has HH given me a job? So if he paid me, why didn't he give me a job? So I speak like that. That's the reason why my page is authentic. Because I speak, even HH listens. He will even watch my video. $300 million. Some people are saying 680 million from NAPSA. How are you economics? An economist as our president. This is the last time we're voting for a businessman. The first and last. At to make a dual carriageway. Wakongola kuli NAPSA. Ema economist mwakwata. Kuya bebele umufulo pamufulo 2026. HH, you must retire. You are a letdown. Musokotwane is a letdown big time. Why is Mukuria? Kai Musokotwane's son, isn't Musokotwane's son also working with him? They are just eating, and eating. Hichilema is a poor economist. The man has got nothing to offer apart from arresting his political opponents. Exactly. He doesn't act like an economist. Economists think about the future. They do right things. Which number can I reach you? Sydney, I'll send you in my inbox. $680 million from NAPSA. That you are contributing, your company is contributing as a future pension. Via Congola wa UP. That's why they even want to collect your land. That's why they're trying to push Bill 13. So I land hungry, poor-minded people. Never put a poor-minded person in government. Over. Don't. It's over. Yeah. We have had enough of you. What is this? Anyway, my people, we are waiting for the judgment. All I know is that UPND is losing. My people, don't even feel guilty. You are not part of this case. You are by the Lungus family side. HH and his people, they are on the Kabesha side. They should never represent the Zambian government anywhere. If HH had Kwetefe Umutimo Usuma, he would have worked with our ECL, made him an ambassador to be representing Zambia. But that's why Alungu came back into politics. Because of the injustice. Because HH knew that if he starts attacking Walungu, people will say, why are you attacking? He started going for his family. What is that? And the court read that. So, no matter what you do in this life, you will not last forever in position. When God trusts you with a position, use it wisely. Hakainde Ichilema, you have failed. You have failed the Zambian people. You have failed us who trusted you. You used all of us to push your agenda. And that is why I resigned officially. And I asked Zambian people for forgiveness. Mweba le unfu. Mwebe na Zambia. Please, ndelomba. Upele bambuya benu. Bashukuru benu. Bonfwe. Kutibadidi and mutambo baderandat. Ba UPND mwekabavotela. Ngamwa abavotela mukafwane nsala. Ngamwa abavotela bahaka inde Ichilema. Bakalale ngafyaba nao bonse baleka kwafye. ngamwa bavotera bakainde chilema okala akanya abantu kye kupatala ngifi bakenye balungu ngamwa bavotera ala abantu abengi balafa mulando akainde tabakwete chikuku umutima wabakainde na ukosesha na ubipisha sana kateka afira kwate chikuku kateka osha kwato umutima teta teke chalo chino chalo cha Zambia chalo chesu na firefu balesanga amabwe fiesu batukwena bakateka balese kishapa sungu banabo tabalefo mwina Zambia anonke apakame akwate kwempia balefo mwina Zambia alechula ngabaisa bamipele fitenge pokeni ngabaisa bamipela ma 600 kwacha pokeni ngabaisa bampela ma 15 social cash transfer pokeni batu muika bavotera ni mpia shenu so pokeni mudedi yafi mpia shenu ba HH ba UPND baadi bipe mitima na bana lumango ebo twabikazi ba vice president bafirwa ukutwimini nako azbana mayo bale ba Esther Lungu filefu bale pitamu kwena iwewe mwana na mayo umunobe afuirirwa tuwaimini na mu parliament ulela ndati balungu chiwa bana lumango bali upwa abalimene ba pastor tabalelange sho mutima uwakuba muka pastor echo ma members mu church naba babutuka ati mutima wako sishero wabipisha umuntu wabipo mutima so teta be vice president naba mayo mtinta tinananda ko fati baliko na innocent mufintu ifingi sana because tabakwata se that's why nadiranda ila de bali kuisa timule mona abantu ati waita bali pasinka sho muntu na yena ale tutuma na yena bali mubika under government ale tutuma. That's why I spoke about her. Wa Silva Masebo bari bempie shingi nemitishe nama era vision bari ba olote ole no era vi muntu wandi bamayo bambuya bashikulu umwana wenu umwishikulu bululu wenu akafai kama era vizi bari ba ama era vizi abalengere tuishwe no kuishi bati bale ibe mitema ARVs niba ambassador aba kwa America eba tuebele bali putula ko nempia $50 million atabakula tupenemiti abantu abashakwata umutima uwakusunga abena Zambia teti bateke chalo ba UPND bakakasana aba nabo ine na UPND nadi fumako nadi sambamo ero shire fire umuntu akanjite partner wo UPND shire fire babi pisho mutima nabakwate mutima ishabulo shi mwema Zambia mufuire mwavotera ichipani ichiri chonse echo tukalamumbula not bahakainde bakaife mkuchema ingombe tabakwate chikuku balungu bale foku ya hospital bali bakanya first time bali bakanya ya number 2 atubaleya baba fumia pandeke ya number 3 babu tuike mu January bele wanko na tuafwa na ya ine efo baide balungu ku South Africa kuli abaya bayikala bali stabapita kwa pa babwera bapita mulamwine bale pita na munamwe mu cyaro mpaka bafa mu June nero bafuire bakateka benu bahaka inde chilemu tabala ndirepo ikintu kiri kyonse papitira madezi 7 umutima wakosa so tatufile twasuminisha mweneni ko pa Botswana president wa Botswana bali mu kitiro obubi batula president alera ndati ine fira mwanchite shaka mibweke shemu nomba bahaka inde benefu bale chita wanya nine wondipo wo walachimona efo bahaka inde bale chita so bahaka inde ngana besa mukuiminina atwelefo kuba president muika bapera vote muika fuatika I vote ya ba HH nami papata abena Zambia mukachula ngufireni ku inenjikala ku chalo cha basungu abana bandi baya ku masukulu ya basungu baledi ya bwino but ndedi za imwe mwe bana Zambia mwe badi ku Zambia mulechula mubafunyepo ba UPND regardless of what anyone tries to entice you per social media. Some of them are paid minions. Focus. Hakainde Hichilema must go in 2026. We cannot have a wicked leader. 25 years in opposition. And why is so? Out. What fe kusonta fe? Jeje band. Where cafe? Ama MP. Nama kwata ma offenses. Ow. So, now you can see the judiciary system in Zambia. Balangali lapo. Balatea nane chidurune. Piki na piki dori. But in South Africa, they can't. Guys, God is great. The family of ECL will definitely receive justice in South Africa. And that is the beginning of the fall of UPND. I told you, UPND, listen to people. You never listened. From the beginning. I started talking about this from the beginning. So this thing that I'm hearing, if it's true, ask for mercy from the family. You refused. So continue with pride. And God will surely humble you. Take care, guys. See you on the next video. It's a girl in Lomotams. Yeah, somebody saying, block Gideon, remove. Don't worry, I'll block him. That is the duty of UPND. All they do is insult. If they're not feeling my weight, they wouldn't be sending anybody to invite me to go to South Africa for a private meeting. I posted it on my page. UPND is finished. Even their media pages, all they do is post rubbish. The people who are even posting, they are suffering. Their own media people. Even perfume they don't have. Yeah. Even perfume of just $100, they can't afford it. Yeah. They don't have. Because the leader is stingy. And he doesn't give a shit. He tells everybody to apply for CDF. So that they deny you. Or so that you'll be on the list for 2 years. And you'll never get it. They'll be desperate. Collect their money. Let's see how this story unfolds of ECL. And I will be here on my screen to dance. Epia. I will dance. And you know me. Hey. You guys know me. Mukapeka la pa Friday. Or tomorrow. Somebody should just come here and say the judge. Yay! I will dance to Jehovah. It will be praise and worship. Take care, guys. It's a girl, Lelamuta. Oh, thank you so much. Somebody says, we your followers are listening attentively. Thank you. And make sure you send your messages to your family. I have lived a good life. And I know how a government that wants his people to live good will do things. If the president of Botswana is promising 50% of the minerals, he's told them people mining. You cannot be in our country and be mining and get everything 100. 50% for Botswana people. 50% you collect. Meanwhile, our own. Hey, how much? Okay, don't worry. We'll shoot the Zambian people. We'll tell them to leave the place. But I'm Chinese. Samson, send me a message. So guys, take care. See you. You know, please. If in case I am offline and you see the verdict, inbox me. Because maybe you may be scared on Facebook. They'll say, Mama Lilian, have you seen the good news? The TV there will prepare praise and worship 1 hour. We'll prepare praise and worship Savannah in your house. HH 2026 kumi enu koku inoko. Komu nonke chibe. Bye.